Hello, my name is Joseph Conrad. I've been teaching in various ways for over 30 years. I'm going to tell you about something that I call Core 4 teaching. I was often frustrated and worried about how my class would go each and every time I taught. I never knew how much time I would have, how the class would go. Did I have enough content for the class? Would the content be effective? On and on, never really certain about how things would turn out. Every week was a guessing game, which I did not like. All that changed when I started using something called Core 4 teaching. Once I started using this method, things got clear. I thought about how to more effectively get the message across. I could plan with confidence. I actually started looking forward to teaching the lessons. I started using effectively reoccurring themes and concepts. It changed how I taught. I was no longer bound up in the chaos of the outcome. Core 4 teaching is a simple, in fact very simple, structure for your lessons, your teaching, and your classroom interactions. Class members respond well because they know how things will go each class time. It allows you to be very open with the students and produces the great cooperative classroom interaction that I like the most. Teachers respond well because it removes from them the burden of wondering how things will work out every time you teach it. So I'm going to give you the very basics in this video. Core 4 teaching is simple. It breaks your lesson up into 4 areas during your classroom time. I call those sections 1, 2, 3, and 4. I give equal time to each section depending on the amount of time that you have for the class at that time. Essential to working Core 4 teaching is determining the amount of time to be used for each section. Now the key is each class time is different. A 1-hour class is never exactly 60 minutes. Things happen. People are late, the door will not open, a bus ran over the building, it snowed, a previous speaker talked longer than they were supposed to. The point is a 60-minute class is never 60 minutes exactly. If you plan 50 minutes, you only have 40. Or worse, you plan 40 and you have to cover 55 minutes. The actual class teaching time is always changing due to circumstance and is slightly different every time. To implement Core 4, you take the remaining teaching time and divide it by 4 and see what it gives you. For example, let's say you have 35 minutes for class. 35 minutes divided by 4 gives 8.75 minutes per session. You round the time to 8 minutes. In fact, most times I would round down to 7 minutes, allowing things to be a little smoother and a little unrushed. You start a timer and you move into the structure of the first section. The timer ends and you move to the structure of the next section, and so on. You'd be amazed at how simple and smooth things run. When you see your lessons in 7-minute increments, it becomes a very small teaching window to manage. After you and the class members become familiar with C4, it relaxes everyone quite a bit. The timer just helps you finish one section and move on to the next in a relaxed and simple way. Once you have finished a section, you reset the timer and move to the next section. After the end of the 4 sessions, you are finished and amazed how fast and relaxed everything went. So what we've talked about is a structure for teaching your lessons called Core 4 teaching. This system brings your lessons a relaxed and consistent method that students become familiar with and respond well to. Its most basic structure, which we've talked about here, is dividing up the lesson time you have into 4 sections when you're at the classroom ready to start. Using the simple timer, you teach for equal minutes for each session, making time more manageable, consistent, and definitely less stressful, relieving you of the worry and concern about what you will accomplish during your class time. Now we have 3 other video series that follow. They're Core 4 the Basics, Core 4 Class Concepts, and Core 4 Teaching Tips. Each series is kept short and easy to listen to. We look forward to seeing you in the next set of videos. This is Joseph Conrad, and I'll talk with you soon.